What's up and good morning, guys? Welcome back to another video. I have to say, yesterday was such a brutal day. If you guys remember in the last video, I told you that my sinuses get really bad at one point, hurt like hell for about 3 days, and then the next day or whatever day it may be, I just drain out and I'm just like a complete useless mess. Well, that was yesterday, and I couldn't film, I couldn't do anything. It was just, it sucked, it was brutal. But today we're back to about 95% A-okay, ready to go, so let's jump into this video. And before we really go too far, I've actually got two things for you guys that I know you guys are really gonna enjoy. The first one being, and the reason I know you guys care so much about this is because I've gotten so many emails about these and I've tried to respond to all of you, but there's just been so many, I couldn't even keep up. But this is an entire truckload of all of our sweatshirts that are now going to be back in stock over at workforapparel.com. I'll put the link right here. The blue collar bread hoodies, the premium hoodies, they will all be back in stock. And I know timing wise we sold out right before Christmas, which I apologize to those of you that wanted to get them as gifts, but you know, you can try and plan as much as you want. We didn't anticipate the amount of crazy traffic that the website would bring and the crazy sales that we got, but like I said, we're all stocked up. And then the second thing is that I know you guys are really going to be excited about. We are going to go visit our good buddy Dave today. And it's been like all of one, maybe two videos since he's been in here, and you guys ask for him on the daily, and I want to make sure you guys get your full taste of Dave. That sounds weird. I want to make sure you guys get your fix of Dave. But while we wait for the truck to get warmed up here, let's address something that some people noticed in a few of the videos and him actually brought up, and to me, like, I don't think it's a big deal, and I think it's kind of normal in my eyes. I've always done things kind of what makes sense to me, you know, not what everybody else does. And that is driving with 2 feet. Somebody noticed it in the video when we were towing Eddie's trailer, and yeah, it is fact. A lot of times I drive with 2 feet as opposed to just 1 foot on the gas and 1 foot on the brake. And weirdly, that seems to blow like a lot of people's minds. They just don't understand or comprehend why or how I did it. And to me, it's kind of weird that people think it's so weird to drive with both. And I know there's a lot of reasoning as to why you should only drive with 1 foot as opposed to 2. But to me, it's really an antiquated thing. Now, the whole reason it started was because obviously way back in the day, pretty much every single car had a manual transmission. So you needed your left foot to run the clutch, your right foot was the gas and the brake, right? Well, obviously, being that most modern cars nowadays are being made as automatics, this foot, it just has nothing to do, so you can either kick it right there, which weirdly, as I've gotten older and lazier, that's kind of the spot that it lives in. But for the most part, when I'm doing a lot of driving, especially in California's traffic, they're both right there ready to work however I need them to. And one of the other reasons, and I remember this being like a big thing in like the driver's ed class that I took way back in the day, I think even like the DMV test might have even mentioned it, was that if you're hovering your brake foot, you have a tendency to get that foot lazy and you may lay it just ever so slightly on the brakes, and when you do that, you're wearing down your brakes. Which, listen, if you can't hold your foot up off the brake a little bit, then yeah, this probably isn't the technique for you. But if you have, you know, just the proper amount of brain cells in there that can comprehend to like, yeah, that foot should not touch the brake while I'm going 80 miles an hour, I think you'll be okay. I'll show you guys how, I mean, this is what it looks like in real life. This is how I back out of the driveway all the time. Got left foot on the brake, right foot hovering over the gas pedal. Let me squeeze by the old 7.3 here. Left foot comes off, right foot is now gas. Left foot brake. I know, this is a crazy concept for a lot of people. All right, we've just shifted into drive and away we go. So let's get into some of the many reasons that I drive this way. Now, mind you, this is why I do it. This isn't why you should do it. This isn't how everybody should do it. I'm just gonna speak from my experiences. So as you guys know, I'm into trucks, I'm into off-roading, I'm into all that. So obviously I grew up doing a lot of off-roading, and kind of, you know, when you're in that life, aside from really like sitting on your dad's lap while you're driving his truck kind of thing, you're really learning to drive in like off-roadish vehicles, go-karts, whatever it may be. And any of those that I've ever owned pretty much had the gas and brake on separate sides. So that's kind of where I got my start, was gas was 1 foot, brake was the other foot. I mean, if you go to any go-kart place in the world, if you go to, you know, any of those type of places, you're gonna see gas is always on the right, brake is always on the left, 2 separate feet. And to me, especially off-road, it just makes more sense to have 1 foot do one thing and 1 foot do the other. That way you eliminate that split-second time difference between shifting your foot from one side to the other. I mean, that's a time difference. Otherwise, it's gas brake, gas brake, gas brake. I mean, you could be insanely quicker with your feet if they are separate. And when you're off-road, you need to have a much faster response time really than you do on road or anywhere else, because things are coming at you so much quicker and it's so much more unpredictable. I mean, unless you compare that to California traffic, which is like way deadlier and crazier than most off-roading situations, because nobody knows how to drive here. Can we just take a second to appreciate the Duramax here? Oh, love it. And one thing that I think it eliminates by driving with both feet is it eliminates that issue, and we all see those videos of somebody, usually elderly, slamming on the wrong pedal, thinking they hit the brakes, they hit the gas, and they go plowing through a building. And to me, the reason that happens is because you're using the same foot for both. So, you know, you're trying to go by feel, because most people aren't looking at their feet to see that they're on the pedal. And they think, oh, that feels like brake, I'm gonna put as much pressure as I can on that bad boy, and then all of a sudden you're sitting next to some dude at the table in Starbucks right outside your window. Now, some people may say, well, if you're using 2 feet, there's a good chance you can get confused now. Now you're adding in an extra element, and most of the world just can't comprehend that extra dexterity. And that may be true. I don't think it is. I think it's quite the contrary. But I grew up operating heavy equipment, and you use both your feet for most types of equipment. You know, the first thing I ever operated was a Bobcat, and as you guys know, in a skid steer, the old school Bobcats, prior to there being joysticks for everything, both feet controlled different functions of the bucket. So you are constantly using both feet in conjunction with each other to perform a task, and that's the same thing with the way that I drive. Now, that being said, certain vehicles prohibit you from using both feet. I know, like a lot of the bigger Class A style motorhomes, they actually have the steering wheel center console kind of comes in and separates your 2 feet, keeps your right foot on one side, your left foot on the other, and the gas and brake are actually completely on the right side, and there's a divider there. So you technically cannot use both feet on the gas and the brake. So if you're going to use either technique, you should really be good at both. We can just do this all day. Now, we just arrived here, but before we get out, and this is going to be kind of hard to convey in this truck, but one other reason as to why I actually have to drive 2-footed sometimes is I wear a size 13, and GM does a real good job of allowing space here, but my girlfriend has a smaller SUV, and in that car, a size 13 work boot actually hits the under portion of the dash, and you cannot physically, if your like foot is up in there, you cannot just physically lift up and shift over. You actually have to pull your foot out, come back over, and step on the brake. And to me, that's dangerous, because number one, this foot gets trapped if you're not, you know, alert to it. That's odd. The compressors are staying on right now. They should not be. And it looks like the little overpressure valve there is just leaking out air. Made it here to the shop, and let's see if we can find our good buddy Dave. He's got to be floating around here somewhere. It's been a while since we've really been. It is looking clean out here. Hey. Dave?
Rhino?
Dave in a sweater?
Rhino, T-Max?
Dave is hey, buddy.
Wait, what are you doing here, dog? Shit,
Of
man.
all the places.
How have you been?
Merry Christmas,
dog,
Dave.
Dude, it is a grand Christmas,
it is,
dog.
It is great.
So, well, come on in, man. How have you here? I mean,
a chair and everything. Oh, thanks, buddy. Look at that.
There you go.
Is that poop stain permanent?
It might be.
All right, well, hey, man. Hey, I'm gonna have a seat. Dave, it is great to see you,
man,
buddy.
I cannot tell you what it's like
hey,
to have
the
you,
landscaping is looking great,
here,
buddy.
Right? I mean, we got succulents.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't think they are, but nice. Usually, if you don't water them, they become succulents.
They told me I didn't have to water them.
Well, fair. It looks great.
Right.
It looks great.
Really picked this up for a little Christmas from my brother.
Nice, buddy.
It is nice, isn't it?
What does it taste like?
Pure joy. It tastes like joy.
Well, hey, man, it's good to see you. We've missed you on the channel. Well, you know, we've been busy. We've been bouncing around a little bit, but, you know, we always got to make time to stop in and say hi and see you, buddy.
Oh, man, well, it really brightens my day, dude.
Well, you brighten our day.
Oh, well, then it works out. Then it works out.
You know what we ought to do?
make money.
Yeah. No, we actually ought to do that too. But I think we should do like a little I think we should let you read a couple of comments on a video you've been in.
A couple of comments.
Yeah.
Huh.
Let me pull. You've got quite the fan base, buddy. I don't know if you know that. Starting with, the first comment on there is about you.
Dave imitating a stoner is hilarious because I saw no difference from regular Dave, and then he must be drunk because then he goes, lol. You've got to help Dave, and I'm an all caps Dave. I'm assuming I'm the all caps Dave.
You're the all caps Dave.
All right. With his own channel, comma, I love both of you guys having fun together. Well, I mean, I like it too. Bra chemistry, which I would say if anytime you say bra, you really need to incorporate gains with 3 Z's in that sentence.
Dude, you're hip to the kids these days, bro.
Well, I've been lifting weights for almost a year.
There you go. I like it.
If I ever meet Rhino in person, I'm taking Dave's lines. Rhino? Oh my God, Dmaxryno! And that's from Sexantana. It's a new weed store to save Dave some money. Weirdly, I like where he's coming from in gesture. That's really kind.
But not true. Let's clarify that up right now, just before we go any further, because
how many times do you want to clarify?
We have to do it in every video. Dave is not a stoner. Dave does not smoke the ganj.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons me and the mighty Rhino D-Max get along is on account of drugs are not worth it. That's a kind of a common bonding thing. Or we could do this without drugs. Why no work for it on Dave's van? Well, Jim.
Go ahead, Dave. I don't know how you feel about that one.
Jim, that's an interesting question because to me and Rhino, there's no room on the side of that van for anything else. We have filled that van.
This is hilarious because this is like the biggest run. I didn't even know where you were going with that at the minute, but then the second I heard it, the biggest running joke that we have going is anytime, we always say we get paid to learn, and we always take on stuff that we may or may not have done before, and then by the time we finish it, we feel like we've got a real grasp on it. And when we do, we say, oh, well, we got to throw that now on the side of the van. If you guys have ever seen those vans driving down the road that say, we do plumbing, electrical, landscaping, and then 400 things, right? So anytime we figure out how to do something new or another way to make money, we're like, oh, we got to put that on the side of the van now.
We're building a storefront. Isn't there a storefront company? I think storefront's on the side of our van, dog. It's oh, man. I guess that's us.
And the funny thing is there's absolutely nothing on the van.
Yeah.
Nor on my truck. There's a work for it. Everybody asks me about why there's no work for it decal on the OBS Ford, and there actually is a giant one inside the toolbox.
You know what I would like on the van? On every van I've had an American flag sticker on the window, just an American flag sticker. I don't know why, but I feel like.
What do you mean you don't know why, right? We're repping the best country in the world.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know why there isn't one on our current Savannah.
Well, everybody's been saying on the channel that we need to get you a lifted truck.
Well, here's the problem. Okay, so basically what you have out there is a lifted truck disguised as a very unsexy van. But the thing is, for what we do, which if you read the side of the van, is storefronts, stairs, playgrounds in a day,
nightclubs,
restaurants, nightclubs, body casting. So what goes on is there's a toolkit in the van that's always changing. Today it's casting bodies. Tomorrow it's welding stairs, and the next day it's
Well, I get that, but I think they're talking more in like the recreational vehicle that you should have. Because, you know, we've all got a work truck, and then we've got the daily driver.
we don't all have a work truck and a daily driver.
Well, we're working on it for you. We're gonna. So here's my thing. You know, I would love to be able to retire my good buddy Dave from just the stressful line of work that he's in. AKA, you know, we're in construction. So I would love this.
I call it contract. Contract.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Dave. Well, you're wearing the sweater, so you call it whatever you want.
With the welding burn.
Nice.
Why are you welding with the sweater on? That's a good question.
Fair. But I'd love to grow this channel so big that Dave rolls with me full time, just in videos, and like we can get this guy a cool truck.
Can you just get me working on inventions full time? Like, can you just make it so that, like, when you come visit me, I got a stupid smile on my face because I'm working on like this thing, and then like
Yeah. Well, so with our goal of wanting to get like a warehouse, is that like I've got my master of most things here, Dave, that I would put in that warehouse, and he would just build all the cool, crazy stuff that we came up with. Whether it be us, whether it be you guys, whatever it be. And then like that's my ultimate goal, and I think 2019, like that's the year I'm chasing that.
all right, man. I think, you know, if two people are in agreement, then it should happen.
But, you know, maybe we'll do like a full segment
I see,
of Dave reading comments. I think that's
You know, man, I gotta say, like, that shit makes my day.
Nice.
You know, like a little compliment on. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know that there was a real compliment, but just the fact
there was compliment.
it's
Hey,
like-
listen, I've got
It's like,
all the subscribers to my channel. They're real good people, and they really do appreciate you being on the channel. That's a fact. All right, guys, with that, we're gonna wrap up this video. I know today was a short one, and I apologize for that, but you know, we've been so busy with the holidays and family in town and all that, so I wanted to also just make sure that I got another video out for you. That being said, Dave, buddy, appreciate you being in the videos. Appreciate seeing you today. You know, I'm glad.
always a pleasure.
I'm glad you're still here.
Always a pleasure. Me too. I was, yeah, you know, it could end any moment.
There you go. So as always, if you guys have not subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe button now. Don't forget to give this video a like. What are we doing? Thumbs up for Dave?
Working for it.
Oh, and thumbs up for Dave. Don't forget to check out workforapparel.com now that we've got all the sweatshirts back in stock. Dave, buddy, you want to take this one?
I would.
You might want to put the liberal tears down for a second.
There comes a time in every man's life to roll the outro.
Damn.